I know this little, you know how I love a challenge. Chip's looking at me, folks. He knows what I'm going to do. I'll even lead it. Why don't we go? Are we prepared to go around the room, all three of us?
Is that a new catchphrase? We're going to get T-shirts made up.
What don't people see that we don't want them to see? I'm asking the question, I reckon there's a call here. The action here is how authentic do we want to be? And I reckon there's another question, and maybe we should answer this question first. Is that raw authenticity, is there a real danger to it?
Good question.
Whereby going to that depth of raw authenticity may not be advantageous at all. Or does one spiritually go to that depth so that you know that you can be, but in the daily interactions of life with those around us, we choose when we reveal that raw authenticity and we choose when not to, recognizing that some people, one, can't handle it, or two, you actually give such raw authenticity to people who are then going to make life difficult for you. There's two outcomes there. But to me, I can't stand the thought that I'm not on a pathway towards that raw authenticity. And I'd rather be able to go to that place, but then have the awareness as to when one displays it and when doesn't. Right? So I'm going to start, and you guys, you can join, you can come in with your own examples, or you can say, pass, Bernie. Right? You're going to laugh at this, right? But as a single man, I occasionally go onto the dating sites in the hope. And I've decided from those experiences that I've had over the last 6 or 7 years that there is only one way to go onto the dating site. And that is, if you read my profile, I'll swear to you, you cannot get a more raw, authentically written profile on the dating site. It just says it exactly as I hope it will be, as I want to see the possibility of treasured love to come. And yet, I honestly believe I get red flagged by half the ladies because it's too raw.
Probably.
It's too open, and they can't handle it. And then, in the process of the little dialogues that are meant to set up a cup of coffee, it is remarkable how an honesty and a transparency can actually scare the shit out of them, or the person I'm speaking to, and leave me solo. And so my pathway towards being more real and more raw, I'm learning that it's got to be coupled with the empathy of what other people can handle. And I have to learn that to love people is to actually be that empathy. Yeah, as I spoke, that was the recognition that I came to, because rawness and authenticity is one thing, but without empathy, it's actually a burden. It's actually a piece of luggage that you throw onto someone that many people can't handle. So the call is rawness, authenticity, fullness of love is useless unless it is founded with some empathy as to how the other can receive it.
Yeah, I'll just add to that. I think it's about taking some serious thought to think about how you want to behave in an ideal world and how you may need to behave in the world that we have, because the world that we have is not ideal.
That's beautiful.
And to
That's
me,
very good.
and it's an old saying. It's just easily summed up, and you've got to meet people where they are, not where you are, and not where you want them to be, where they are.
Well played.
I agree. However, I am going to throw in a little challenge here that if you are searching like on dating sites to find somebody who potentially...
It's not my only pathway.
Well, I mean, okay, let's not just... we don't need to just use
I don't want
that.
you to incriminate me. And it ain't Tinder.
Sure, mate, sure.
Whatever you're using.
No judgment here.
Let's flip that then. If you're searching for somebody to share your life with,
Yeah.
do you want to be anybody but your true, authentic self with that person?
I agree with you, but I'm letting you know now, it ain't accelerating the outcome.
I would say, I would agree with Louise here and say that is a filter that catches people who were never going to be the outcome you're looking for.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I suppose...
Gee, some of them look good.
Fair enough, mate.
Some of them sound very good on the profile. And I can't even get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I guess I'm looking at this from a very different perspective to you.
Yeah.
But for me personally, there is too much to lose by not being your true, authentic self.
That's beautiful.
In that particular circumstance, especially.
Or in any circumstance, truly.
That's
but
beautiful.
yes, there is you're just doing a disservice to yourself. And so by not being your true self, you're hiding a part of you. And empathy, compassion is so important. That should be part of who your authentic self is.
Yeah.
But you also shouldn't be hiding the wildfire, is what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
My Brendan, who is just, when I met him, he's my soulmate, and I just felt this instant connection with him. And I say that he is a wildfire in that there is this part of him that is wild and unpredictable. And I suppose that in him, that's the divine feminine. But I embrace that because I appreciate so much that he is his true, authentic self with me.
Yeah.
And I am the same with him. And because we are one, we are completely ourselves with one another, and in the way that we walk through the world, there's just nothing but acceptance.
Wow.